of the things that I've found extremely beneficial in working with the women that I treat for these issues, and just in general, my friends and I love talking about this idea of female empowerment and personal empowerment, and it's very rewarding. It's very life rewarding to be able to feel empowered as we move throughout the day. And when a person feels empowered, they feel a lot more confident in the ways that they're interacting with people, with partners, with themselves when it comes to sexual interactions. And then also interacting with health practitioners, being able to feel empowered to say to the expert, doctor, I'm feeling this, and I know that we've talked about it before in the past, but I still am concerned about it, and I'm wondering if there's something else that we might be able to try, to just feel empowered to simply assert themselves in these situations can help reduce the anxiety that they have around this issue. One way that this has been done that I've seen is through group therapy. As I talked about, this idea of, oh, you too, it suddenly feels less shameful, and women start to feel a lot more supported and empowered to be able to talk about these things that they previously wanted to avoid discussing. And then instead of this pain or this anorgasmia having control over themselves and how they feel about themselves and having control over their sex lives, women start to take the control back and say, and are able to say, you know what, pain, today, I'm empowered today, and I don't want you to control what I'm experiencing. I want to be able to take some control over this, and to give an attempt. And sometimes it will be successful, and sometimes it won't be. But to be able to start making those steps toward empowerment. Another way that this is done is by reading books that are female-centric or written by females. Some really great books I've put up here on the slide, but it's For Yourself by Lonnie Barback, and this is for women who are having difficulty orgasming, but it can also be for partners, and it's just a really great female empowerment book to sort of embrace sex and sexuality, start to question the things that aren't working for them, and opening up ways in which to understand and see sex and sexuality as an empowering thing rather than a shameful thing or a fear-based thing. Another book that I love is Tantric Sex for Women, a guide for lesbian, bi, hetero, and solo lovers by Christina Schulte. I hope I pronounced that correctly. She is a tantric teacher as well as a psychotherapist, and this book has very applicable and practical applications of ways in which a woman can get more in her body, feel a lot more comfortable in her body, and experience breathing, her body, and sexual actions or activities in ways that is anxiety-reducing and also empowering. Again, I had mentioned tantric teachings because a lot of people have a misconception that it's just about sex and interacting with another partner, and really it's about embracing this female sexuality from a place of enlightenment and positivity. And being able to do this can help enhance a woman's experience of how she moves about in the world and every day and interactions with other people, not on a sexual level, but just in a loving, caring, open-hearted level that comes from a place of feeling comfortable in her own body. So Tantra really helps women tap into that while also addressing the sexual components. Another absolute necessary aspect of working on any sort of psychological stress or concern is to exercise for health and strength rather than trying to figure out, trying to get to a certain size or a certain weight. And so exercising for the empowerment is brought on by exercising for health and strength. And yoga classes from a male or female who embraces the idea of female empowerment in the practice, so really honoring the goddess and honoring this sensuality and connection to mind, body, and spirit can be wonderfully helpful for women to experience exercise, which is good for health, obviously, and then also the mind, so exercising the mind and exercising sensuality as well, and being able to be connected that way. So I think that those are some really great places to be able to focus on the personal empowerment, in particular female empowerment.